Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, let's go. Kevin here, top 1 financial advisor and best-selling author. We are here to talk about the stock market. Hello and happy Friday. I have got something very interesting for you that I think you should definitely consider. Now, look, I'm be honest. We're covering the top 5 worst stocks inside the S&P 500. Now, you might be thinking, why would you talk about the worst stocks? I clearly don't want to lose money. And I don't want you to lose money either. However, remember what happened last year? Some of the worst stocks were Nvidia, AMD, Meta, and look at them now. They're not so bad anymore. And I'm sure we all wish that we had bought more of those stocks last year when they were absolutely falling off a cliff. Now, I am not saying that these are going to bounce back in 2024. However, what I am saying is you want to look into each one of these stocks and find out why they are low and see if this is something that, hey, just a weird coincidence, the company is more valuable, let me get into it, or was it overhyped and overrated and you're going to let it slide. The other thing too is you might want to get rid of some of these if you have them in your portfolio already. So it really depends on what side of the fence this is. Is this a buying opportunity for you or is this a cutting opportunity for you? And then I'm going to go over a few tips that you can go through to kind of evaluate what side of the fence you should be on. Let's go ahead and look at it. Now, initially, again, I basically started off with the S&P 500. These are the companies we know, companies that are more reliable, except for today, clearly. And these are also year-to-date numbers. So from the beginning of this year to right now at the time that we're doing this video. And I will give you a few thoughts about these. All right, so first one on this list, they're not necessarily in any order, is Dollar General. Dollar General is down 30%. Now this one is relatively interesting because this does kind of track with what we had talked about earlier this week in that some of those defensive stocks aren't doing all that great. Now, from my perspective, at least defensive stocks I own, they're not down 30%. So this one's kind of weird, at least to me. This is one I would look into, see what is wrong with Dollar General, if anything is wrong at all. Remember that sometimes a stock can do fine, it can do well and still fall off. One example is Ulta that is not on this list. Ulta is down like 4% so far this year, but they actually had a solid earnings number and the stock is still down. So for me, Ulta is a buying opportunity. Maybe Dollar General could be on that list for you. That's one I would definitely look into because last I checked was like a year and a half ago. They're a relatively solid stock. So I would want to know why are they down so much? Could they bounce back here pretty soon? And where we're going to go. Now, I don't think there's going to be a recession in 2023. I could also be wrong. But this is usually one of those recession stocks because as people try to conserve money and buy things on the cheap, they usually go to Dollar General, a Dollar Tree, and a Walmart. We saw this work for Walmart last year where it didn't work for Target. So interesting that they're down this bad. I'm curious to see where they go. I don't know if y'all can hear the thunder, but it is doing things outside. All right, the next one here is EPAM Systems, EPAM. They're down also around 30%. This is a stock we did cover back when tech stocks were doing quite well. I can't tell you any more than the fact that it's down, which is strange because you're in the tech space and everything tech is doing well with the exception of EPAM. So that's a very strange case. This is something I would also look into and see, why are you down? Did you miss earnings? Did you have a product that didn't go well? Is it a lawsuit? Or is it just unjustly punished? That is something I would look into and try and figure out. An example of a stock that was unfairly punished was Netflix. I talked about this. I feel like I talk about Netflix every day in some video. It's just a perfect person or stock to pick on. But remember 2022, early in 2022, they had lost subscribers due to the Russian-Ukraine war. They cut off Russia and they lost a little bit of subscribers and the stock fell like 25%. It wasn't worthwhile on 25% because of that. It was only like 1 million subscribers out of the 200 or 300 million subscribers that they have. But could this be the case for EPAM? Are they being unjustly punished by Wall Street and could this be a buying opportunity? Would love to hear your thoughts there. The next one here is Moderna. This used to be one of those best pandemic stocks out there. It's down 33%. This is one I look into because generally speaking, healthcare tends to be pretty solid. Now, Pfizer didn't make the list, but Pfizer is also down and has not done well. They're down like 23%. Again, everything on this list is down 30%, so obviously this is a bit worse. I'm curious to see what's going on with Moderna. I don't know. I've never owned the stock, so I can't give you any insight there. But because healthcare tends to be solid, is this a buying opportunity? What is going on at Moderna? And would love to hear where you see this stock as well, because it used to be a very good performer, and it had been one, I would say, since the pandemic up until very recently. Next one here is curious to me, and this is the worst one on the list, down 36%, is Charles Schwab, SCHW. Charles Schwab down 36%. I don't know what's going on here. Charles Schwab has always been a relatively solid company. They did do quite well last year, if I remember correctly. It's a company I wanted to own and just never got around to owning it. I guess for good reason. And a lot of the financial sector is down right around double digits. There's another financial stock here as well. Again, I have no idea what's going on with Charles Schwab, but I do know this. They are one of the largest investment firms out there. And usually, very similar to NVIDIA, when you are one of the largest firms in that space, you don't lose often. You don't lose often. Doesn't mean that you never lose, but you do not lose often. So I'd be curious to see what is going on here. This is one I'm very interested in doing a deep dive breakdown into to see what's going on. So if y'all have any thoughts and want me to cover that, I would be more than happy to do that because I'm probably going to do it anyway. Might as well record it if y'all think it is going to be worth it. So that's why I'm really trying to figure out what is going on here and whether this could be a great discount for the long term. Curious. I would love to know. And then the last one here is TFC. That is Truist Financial. They're down 30%. Now again, as I mentioned, there's something going on in the finance sector. I think Bank of America was down double digits. Obviously Truist, Charles Schwab. They're all not doing all that great. I'm curious as to why, because interest rates have gone up. People are still spending, are still borrowing. I don't think this is really justified as to why it should be down 30%. The question for you should be, should I just leave those alone because they're down double with some of the Bank of Americas, maybe the Morgan Stanleys and Goldman Sachs's of the world are? Or is there something different at play? That is what I would take a look at. That is totally up to you. But those are, right now, the worst stocks inside the S&P 500. Now, as you're looking at these, remember, you don't have to buy them, okay? I don't have a plan on buying any of these at this point in time. I do not believe that I would buy any of these. However, what I would want to do, and as I'm looking and evaluating this, is seeing, are any of these unjustly beat down? Are they falling for no reason? I want to go and do what we call a discounted cash flow. Now, we've talked about this inside our members only. I want to see how much money you've made in the last 10 years, and is that trend going up? Because if you told me that a reputable company like Charles Schwab has made 15% more money every single year over the last 10 years, and it just fell 30% for some reason, for no reason rather, I might pick it up. Maybe, right? I would be interested in figuring out what is going on in that particular scenario. So that's one thing I want to look at. And I also want to try and look at what I think is going to happen in 2024, and is this a perfect scenario for me to, again, buy low in hopes that it could bounce next year. That is not a guarantee, so it is a good risk taking there, because last year, had I known that tech was going to bounce in 2023, I would have told everybody to snap up as much Meta as possible. Didn't know that, right? But I did hold on to the NVIDIA that I had from years prior, so this could be one of those opportunities to buy low again and hopefully sell high in 2024. But the key thing here, the key thing and most important thing here is evaluate what you think these businesses are worth and find out whether or not these are viable. The trend is that obviously finance is one of the worst sectors. Again, I can't really tell you why. I know insurance is starting to fall off and a lot of defensive stocks are starting to fall off. It makes sense that Dollar General is down. Doesn't make sense that it's down 30%. So that's the context that you want to look at. Another way, and I didn't mention this in the very beginning of the video, but another way to play this situation is if you are into options trading, put options could be very valuable right now. Put options allow you to make money as a stock falls. All these stocks are falling. This could help you if you're into those options. If you're into that, it's more of an advanced technique, but you can learn more because y'all know I got videos for everything here on this channel, and I did explain put options, so feel free to check that out. All right, that is it for me today. I am going to the beach. I am playing some golf. Am I good at golf? Y'all gonna find out. All right, last thing is for our members only this week. It'll probably be over the weekend once I get back from the beach. I'm going to give our members only the stocks that I am selling and getting out of my portfolio. This gives you an opportunity to see how I am thinking and just let you know before everybody else what are the things I'm looking at doing to my portfolio. And I also put out a list of the stocks I'm buying and what is on my watch list right now. So that's going to be inside our members only. If you want to join the members only, you know what to do. That is to hit this button right here or go down to the description below. Last thing, housekeeping for everybody who is still on this video at this point in time, vote for the Plutus Awards. I put the categories that I think I'm best fit for. We've got 3 of them things. We got 3 Plutus Awards. And any other financial creator that you think of, not just in investing, but budget management, whatever, right? Vote for your favorite, or nominate rather, your favorite finance creator in any space. There are more than 30 categories out there, and it is the best award you can get in personal finance. It's the Oscars of personal finance. So go vote for your favorite people. All right? Okay, that's it for me. I will talk to y'all later.